I asked Midjourney to create me some Majestic style horse colouring pages, and as we can see, they look pretty good. Now, quick side note before we get into the video, we are currently having a 2-week-long sale on the LCB Vault. The LCB Vault is my course all about low content book publishing. Now, this sale will end on the 2nd of June at 9 PM GMT. So you have one more week to purchase at this really low price. Now, with the LCB Vault, there is 5 courses in one. One of those courses being all about creating colouring books. Now, it's nothing to do with AI, but it's going to show you how I create my quote colouring books. So if that's something that you're interested in, there will be a link down in the description below. So, I have 4 examples of horse colouring pages that we're going to take a look at. What we're going to do is go through these 4 horse colouring pages, then we're going to take a look at the prompts that I used to actually create these. Now, with the prompt that I actually used, it came from my ultimate colouring page prompt generator. So you probably know that over the last couple of months, I've been working on an ultimate colouring page prompt generator for ChatGPT-4. What I've got is a set of prompts. With these prompts, I feed ChatGPT a bunch of information all about Midjourney and colouring pages. Then all I have to do is input a little bit of info on the type of colouring page that I want, and then it spits out fully formatted colouring page prompts for Midjourney version 5. Now, all of the images which I have just here are all created with my ultimate colouring page prompt generator, and as we can see, they look really good. Especially this one just here. If we keep scrolling, you can see a few more. These looked really good as well, and also these giraffes. I actually have quite a few different colouring pages just here, all created with my ultimate colouring page prompt generator. Now, I will be releasing this colouring page prompt generator. It is going to be over the next few weeks as well. So if that's something that you're interested in, then keep an eye out over the next few weeks. So, it feels like I've been waffling on a little bit, so let's get on with the video. Again, we're going to take a closer look at these 4 images, then I'm going to share with you the prompt that I used to actually create these, so you can take the prompt, play around with it, change it around, and make it your own. So, let's click on these, because a couple of these images, or these colouring pages, look really good, and another couple don't look that great. Specifically this one. So with this, if we click on here so we can have a closer look, the outside, this ring part, looks really good. The horse's head looks really good as well, but this bit just here, we can see that this just doesn't look that great. This isn't connected, this part isn't connected to anything either, so when it goes like this, I probably would not use this in a colouring page. Again, because it doesn't really look that great. Now, what I am going to do very, very soon is show you how you can rectify this just to make it look a little bit better. Because if you wanted to use this image, you'd have to use some type of software to clean this up. Now again, this part just doesn't look very good at all, but the rest of it does. These flowers just here don't look that great, but these ones do. So again, something like this I wouldn't use directly in a colouring page. I would do more variations or re-rolls, and I'm going to show you how, just to make it look better. Now if we click off there and go to the next one, this one actually looks really good. This one I'm really happy with. We have the long hair, which looks really good. The ears look really great. This part looks good as well, and so does the rest of it. We can see the flowers. There's a little bit of shading on the flowers, which really makes them look good as well. And again, this is probably one of the better Majestic horse colouring pages. If we go on to the next one just here, this one looks pretty good as well. if I were to put this into a colouring book, I would be extremely happy with this one. The flowers look good, the horses look good, the little bit of shading around the mouth looks good, the eye looks good, and just everything looks good. Now if we go on to the next one, this one looks okay, but it doesn't look that great. Now why is that? Well, these flowers just here, they don't have nice crisp lines. So these ones just here look pretty good. The horse's head, the hair, the ears, everything else looks really good. But again, it's just these flowers just here. Now again, in a second, we are going to go into Midjourney and I'm going to show you how to create them to look better. Now, if we come down to here, let's take a look at the prompt used to actually create these horse colouring pages. What you can do is take this prompt, play around with it, and make it your own. And again, this prompt actually came from my ultimate colouring page prompt generator. I inputted a little bit of info on what I wanted to create, and that was basically a majestic horse with long wavy or curly hair. It was one of the two, and then my ultimate colouring page prompt generator spat out this highly detailed prompt for Midjourney version 5. Now this prompt generator is going to be with ChatGPT 4. You can use it with ChatGPT 3.5, the usual ChatGPT, but you're not going to get nowhere near as good results as if you would if you used ChatGPT 4. And again, this is actually for Midjourney version 5. With V4 and anything below, your prompts are going to be completely different to what they are for Midjourney version 5. Now, if you want to understand more about creating and crafting prompts for Midjourney version 4, then I do actually have a Midjourney prompt crafting guide for colouring pages. That's this video just here. If you want to check that out, I will link that down in the description below. But for Midjourney version 5, you can create your prompts and structure them in a completely different way. And again, I know I've said again a lot, but this is what my ultimate colouring page prompt generator does. It creates highly detailed prompts, as we can see just here, for Midjourney version 5. Now, let's have a little read of this prompt so you can see what it actually says. So it says, craft a colouring page showcasing a horse head portrait embodying the majesty, I think that's majesty, the majesty and grace of this equine creature. Equine? The horse should be drawn with ultra realistic detail and adorned with blossoming flowers entwined in its long, luxurious hair. The visual aesthetic should evoke a romantic illustration reminiscent of Artgem and Hitchell Orr's style, incorporating bold outlines to define the horse's beautiful features. Maintain a simple, elegant line art form that fills the page and exudes a quaint cottagecore charm. Now this last part just here doesn't really need to be there, but it is. But again, we can see that it's quite highly detailed, because the more detailed you can be with what you want to create, the better results that you're going to get. So now you can take this prompt, write it down and go and use it for yourself, but I do highly suggest playing around with it and making it your own. So right here where it says realistic detail and adorned with blossoming flowers, you can change the blossoming flowers for blossoming roses, lilies. You can do all different types of flowers. And instead of long, luxurious hair, you could do long, curly hair, long, wavy hair. You could just play around with hairstyles on the horse. In fact, that actually looks good when you do that. You can play around with flowers. You could have, instead of flowers, you could have stars. You could have rainbows. You could have magical things. There's so many ways that you can take this prompt and go and make it your own. But that's the prompt that I used. That's the prompt that my colouring page prompt generator gave me for creating these beautiful Majestic horse colouring pages. Now, like I said, if we go back to this one, this didn't come out quite right, as we can see. So let me go and show you how you can rectify this. So if we go over into Midjourney just here, this is the colouring page, as we can see, because those bits don't really line up. Now from here, what I would do is just make variations. Then on those variations, if there's nothing that looks good, we can then make re-rolls. Now I'm just going to pause the video so this goes on a bit quicker. In fact, I don't need to do that. There we go. It's almost done already. So by making the variations, that should not always rectify the problem. So let's go ahead and take a look at these once they're done. Now, right off the bat, we can see they actually look pretty good, and they've seemed to got rid of that problem. Now, if we go back here, if we click on here again, it's this, what is it? The braces, I can't think what they're called. But anyway, you can see that that didn't connect here, that doesn't connect to anything either. If we go down to these ones just here and click on them, we can see it actually looks a lot better. Now, if this didn't look a lot better, what we could do is take the one that we like the most. I quite like this one, and I quite like this one, but what we could do is then make re-rolls and variations. A re-roll is just by clicking this one just here. A variation is by clicking the number which is associated with each image. So V1 would be the top one, V2 would be this one just here, V3 and V4. So we could make variations. I quite like this third one, so let's do variations on V3. But by doing this, again, 9 times out of 10, kind of gets rid of the problems and just makes a better design. Now, if we click on here, I believe this one was the re-roll. If we take a look, these actually look pretty good as well. Now, let's take a look at those variations just here. Let's just give that one more second. And there we go. So let's click on here, have a quick look. Right off the bat, this one stands out to me. There is a little bit there, so again we could go through and even make more variations on the second one as well, or we could just do more re-rolls. So let's just go with that second one. We're going to upscale that and take a look. And there we go. So let's click on here. This actually looks really good. We can see that all this is connected as well. My only issue is that little bit just here, but I don't think that would be much of a problem. All of the flowers look really good as well. The nice wavy hair also looks good. So this is something that I'd be happy with. Now, if we go back over to here, we can see the difference. So this is the original, the one that doesn't look that great. But then, just with a couple of variations and a few re-rolls, you can really sort out that problem. So now this one looks really good. So, if you're ever creating any type of colouring page here within Midjourney, but you like the image but it doesn't quite look right, then just do the process which I just shared with you by making variations or re-rolls, and again, 9 times out of 10, you will resolve that issue. And again, this one looks really good. So, that's everything that I wanted to share with you. If you liked the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see the rest of my AI videos, then click right here and watch this playlist.